Alright, welcome back to another video. As you guys know, WWDC 2020 is happening this week, and they've been rolling out a ton of feature, especially like the iOS 14. And I see that they're rolling out more SwiftUI feature, which is it's pretty cool. I went ahead and watched the video and play around with it. So today we're gonna look at like what new in SwiftUI. Let's start it. So here is a SwiftUI documentation, of course. You just click on, I think this majority change on this two section. So you just go into here and you see a bunch of the, say, beta. So that's what we're looking at today. Yeah, we have a good amount of beta to go over. I already started playing with it, and I so I don't have to like waste you guys time just to watch me type of this thing. So the first thing we have is the lazy H stack. We all know that we have an H stack and a V stack, but the problem with SwiftUI is they every time you load a view, everything get loaded immediately, even though it's not in the view yet. So it could compromise with the performance. And now they introduce a lazy H stack and a V stack, so every item get loaded as it need. This very similar concept to UI collection view or UI table view, where they DQ the cell and all of that. And here declares is very easy, just like how you declare every single stack. You can have a lazy H stack and lazy V stack, and I just put 100 item here, and I put in the scope view, so we can scroll. I'm pretty sure we won't notice the performance different, because it's just 100 of text, but imagine you have like 100 of image and all that. That could help smoothen out your animation and help improve like the user experience and all that. I think you can even, yeah, you have all the alignment, center, and spacing. Oh, you have a pin view and all that. So that is pretty cool. Let's move on to. Oh yeah, I don't need that. Let's comment these out, and let's move on to this section. So with the new Swift, they introduced something called grid view, and now you can create a bunch of grid like this. Let's see. We have a lazy H grid and we have a lazy V grid, and the way it is that you need a, let's see, lazy H grid. It asks you to pass in there's alignment spacing if you want more specific, but just going for the basic. They're asking for grid item, and if you do a grid item, it simply is just spacings and alignment. So it's basically just the sizing and all of that. So to able to use the grid, I will also provide a little template for you to do this too. We go up here. I create an item, a list of item with grid item. I knit with a flexible. I put a random spacing of 10 for the alignment center, and I say the count is 4. So as we see, we have 4 grid right here. And if you don't specific the size for the grid, it will just take up the whole space, I guess. So if I do something like frame.height of like 500. It shouldn't apply. Yeah, there's something wrong with it. Yeah, it will resize, but if you don't specify anything, it just take up as much space as possible, just like geometry reader would do. So here in the grid, I just pass in the item, and I just create a random 50 text right here, and see, the color is black, put the height of 80 by 80, and I'm saying that if it's odd, go red, if it's even, all of that. I assume this for the or maybe this for the row. Yeah. No, yeah, it's for the item, my bad. So here we have going down from 1, 2, 3 all the way until 49 here. So we have a horizontal grid with the 4 column that we specific here. And the next concept I want Swift also introduce is scope view reader. Specifically, you're supposed to be able to get like the scope view position. This is the only function that they put on the document right now. You can specify to where you're gonna want to go to, and this should be a unique identifier or some sort of identifier for your item. So here I specify at 31. So if I tap here, it's snapped to 31. So if I go for like 0, here we go for like 0. This cool thing is that it doesn't get refreshed anymore, which is awesome. Yeah, so yeah, just when I tap, it's go back to 0 within the grid. So that's pretty honestly, this is a very weird way to implement how like scrolling position. I would prefer they have a variable of some sort to tell me like, oh, what the offset of the scrolling you at right now. So if I go here, they can tell me like, hey, you're scrolling like negative 300 offset right now. That will open up so much like possibility to like do more animation, like to make the title disappear and all that. That would be very very cool actually. That's actually a good next video idea. I'm probably gonna do that for the scroll view, show you how to create like a trackable scroll view cowboy and like able to give you like the offset of how much is scrolling. So I'll probably do that for the next video then. That's pretty much it for the scroll reader. It's very straightforward. Let's see, go to the next one. This next one have a lot of feature actually. This way the stack view, right? Alright. So we have a bunch of things to play with right here. We have something called progress view. As you can see, the progress view is right here. You have a label. This look like an UI activity, indicator and such, which I think is pretty cool. Like you don't have to do the whole like wrapper and do like UI view representable and stuff like that anymore. Let's see, if I do progress view, we have a ton of init that you can do, but so we have that's the default one. We also have another one where you can pass like the progress right here. So I have a progress of loading, and I'm saying that progress and the total is 100, and the progress is a state variable I declare for CG float of 0. All right, and where is it? I lost it. Okay, yeah, my bad. Here I have a slider that allow me to change the value of progress, and if I do this, I gotta change up the scrolling, but this is not proper. There you go, it's better. Now you can see the progress view. My bad. So if I change the progress, now you can, as you can see, this also change with the slider. It's actually very cool if you do like some sort of like image downloading and stuff like that. I believe you can do a styling to this as well. You got like your own custom styling. And also they introduced something called on change, which is like observing a certain object. In this case, I'm just saying I'm gonna observe progress, and if progress bigger than 0, I'm gonna end up putting a text label down here, and let's say change text or that according to this, right? So initially is changing, and if I do a sliding, then if it's bigger than 0, I'm just gonna change to 0 and say 0 and all that. So right, as you see right here, there's 1, and if I go to all the way 0, it's resetting back. You can do anything I want. Here like sample. This actually open more possibility to do something, like for example, you have like a text field. When you change the text field, you want to like enable the button, for example, right? Like you know how Apple their phone, they wouldn't have like a function where if you change up your contact information real quick, the done button, the save button, basically doesn't like line up until you actually change something. So this is a very helpful way of you able to open up that possibility to make sure like to check the chain equal to the previous one and all of that. So that's pretty cool. Now let's move to, we have something new. It's really awesome. That's called color picker. You can choose your color. You put selection as the binding of UI color. Or not UI color, it's just color, my bad. And I just put the foreground yellow so you can see the color. And when you click on this little color wheel, it pop up this. Right, you can choose your color. You can add more color. And you can switch between spectrum, slider, and all that. It's really awesome, actually. You have display and all that. It's very awesome. But the problem is, it get buggy. When I click on this, I can't click back. When I click on this, I can't like click back anywhere. Everything gets frozen. I can't. Let's do something. Yeah. So that's why it's in beta process. I hope they fix it. I can't even drag it out to close it, which is very disappointing. And even if I try click anywhere, it doesn't work. Yeah, it's still in beta, so we expect a bunch of bug here, but that's a pretty cool concept, I think. Now you have to manually like knowing all the color code and all that. Let's resume here so we see what's coming next. So they introduced something called label. It gets a wrapper of UI label. Now you can put an image here and you can put a system text. There's more than this. If you do label, yeah, you can put the title. You can put your own custom image, and you can put like a system image. So if I do folder image, and if I do img1, geez, yeah, I cannot resize this, but it end up like a huge scrolling here and all that. It push everything away. But yeah, I can only scroll, so I can't control the image here. Let's see if we go to the definition. What does it say? I'm like actually exploring as I'm going right now too. That's long. So we have a title. I have icon, body, some view. I wonder if you can do some sort of modifier to this. Right down it. That'd be cool if you can like change the image size and all that. So you have to be like specific with the image, because I would not like to have not able to control how big my image is. Let's check this out. Yeah, but I mean that's pretty cool concept. And lastly, we have something called link. Now you can embed a link into your text. I will click. I don't think I can do anything here. Let's run a real device. Because Simulate doesn't have core, doesn't have like Safari open, so you can't really do anything. It is running. Yeah, so if I click here, it'll go straight to Google page. You can change up to this UI. Be careful with the UI though, because it's optional, so I have to unforce it. Wrong UI can be, no, it could not work, but I don't think that's matter. Now we got the tab view out of the way. Let's get this out. Alright, so now we have another one. We get more introduction to the tab view. As we know, tab have been in SwiftUI, but now they're just adding this new page tab view style. So now you can do something like this, which is awesome because now you can create like an onboarding process, probably super easy. You can just slap it in to define your image, define your view here and here, and you can do this. And you have a page view style. I believe let's go back here. If I can find it actually. No. We have a bunch of progress view. App everywhere. Oh yeah, right here. My bad. So you have 3 different styles. The default, the page, which is the new one. The carols. This is not available on iOS. Probably for like macOS and all the other platform, but definitely not available. You can type it in, but it would say like error or something like that. Yeah. I don't want to type this. Well, let's try. You do this. What's my image? Yeah, it's like unavailable on iOS, so you can't. So now making your onboarding process for the user gonna be super duper easy. Let's go to the next one. Next one we have something actually very cool. I done the video on this before, but like a hacky way to do it. But now Apple gonna introduce like a text editor. It's basically just a wrapper for text UI text view, and you're gonna pass in a binding text, and you can customize the color. The changing text doesn't work well on the simulator, I think. Let me run this. So the text here, I just went up here and I create like a state variable so I can see the text. And if you do it here, and I want to hold sample text, and let's see how far can I type. I make a mistake, but yeah, you get the point. I don't want to type too much. Okay, my keyboard's loud. I don't want her to get ear. But that is awesome. You can create a multi-line text field. It's still very limited though. You cannot like no, you actually no, it's not that limited. You have, let's see, here you go to document, you can declare the symbol as that. You have a bunch of function. You have the font, the foreground, multi-line text alignment, so you can line left, right, and center. Above that, you have line spacing. Set whether text view can compress space between character when necessary to fit into the text line. Oh, that's pretty cool. That it sounds like some sort of like word like line breaking and stuff like that you can set in like UI kit. There's auto capitalization, auto correction, and your keyboard type. Oh, that's not bad. That's awesome actually. I wonder if it set like the line limit, like it has I'm actually playing around with it. Let's set line limit to, yeah, why not to work, so I have to type a lot. I wonder if it's gonna scroll if you like get past 2 line, so we can see that all that together. I want to see. Okay. Oh, maybe it's difficult to frame. I actually don't know. If I don't have the frame here, the text gonna go fly all the way up here, which doesn't look good. But the line limit not really helping. That's interesting. And see, I can type like 4 lines and nothing happened. Maybe it's some interfering with the frame, but you get the point. And it's still pretty beta. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's down. So yeah, that is our text editor. And the last I have is Apple provide us with this awesome sign in with Apple button. Let's run this. So you can call sign at Apple. You have 3 functions. There's continue, there's sign in, and there is sign up. You do sign up. So you're gonna change the text, yeah. And they provide this template on request for you, and it's I guess it's scope requesting. I'm putting email here. Okay, you can, if you do request scope and do no, there's this customer request from the user during the authentication. So here oh my bad, it's an array. So if we do that, the only thing we have here is the email and full name. So I assume that they asking you like password after or something. I just put the email here, And then on complete, you got a result. There's 2 case. There's either success or failure. If you do a case dot, yeah, there's only 2 cases. So you know what? Might as well try. Let's try this. I just type it out without really like testing this one. Does it do anything? Maybe you have to do more here. According to Apple, there isn't much. Yeah, maybe you have to do more, like more setup somewhere, like on request. Or unless you have to do it on real device, I don't know. I actually never done the sign in with Apple before. I usually just do like with email and password and like Facebook and Google and all that. Okay. That's where we go. Everything here is still like in beta process though. Like you can see beta iOS 14. So there's no guarantee it's gonna work, but if don't, then that's fine. Yeah, so far, that's pretty much it for all like the new SwiftUI feature. We run through like the lazy stack, the lazy V stack, and then we run through the scope view reader. In my opinion, it'd be cool if they provide you like the reader, like translation X, location X or location Y. That'd be really cool. But I'm gonna probably make a video show you how to do it without like the scope view reader, because score is not available on iOS 13. And we have the lazy grid now. I guess it's like a wrapper for UI collection view. Yeah, so now you can create like even more complex layout with SwiftUI. SwiftUI is very useful. As I'm doing my work in UIKit, Jesus, I actually hate designing in UIKit because SwiftUI, it was just so easy, and I would just like, so I'm trying to combine both UIKit and SwiftUI in my work, and it helped out so much. I think like I was doing I tried to redesign like the Apple form in SwiftUI and UIKit. It take like 100 something line in SwiftUI, just like to have everything laid out, but then UIKit it took me like 400 line and stuff like that. It was crazy amount of line of code. Maybe there's more efficient way, but that's how I end up with. So yeah, we go over lazy 8 stack. Let's see what we go over. We go over the reader, score 2. This is only really only function that actually available. Let me uncomment this. If I do, let's see, score view. Yeah, so if I do something like reader dot, see there isn't any place, like my bad, there isn't any like other function. You can go to ID of anchor. That's only 2 functions they have right now: bottom leading, bottom trailing. So this how much you're gonna snap to. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this goal. We end up looking at a bunch of like 2 awesome projects view, and we look at the on change, and then we look at the color picker. Still buggy, but it's a cool concept. Label, I still think an 8 stack with like an image and what's it called, text would be probably better than label, but it's a shortcut. And the link is actually, it's pretty dope. I like it. The tab view out definitely, the new tab view style definitely is like awesome. Now you can save a lot of time recreating like UI page view controller and all that. And then we have a text editor. This is a really awesome concept. I hope they like improve it even more. But I'm really excited to see like this feature rolling out. Definitely. Sign with Apple function. I don't really my take on it is like, yeah, it's okay. It's only available iOS 14 right now, but which like we probably won't even try to develop for it for another like year, because everything here is so new. Everything here is still like in beta process, and so there's be like a bunch of bug and stuff like that. But I don't recommend it. But you can see like how like the trajectory of where SwiftUI going. That's what I personally think, and that's pretty much it. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for SwiftUI. I show you all the feature. If you're interested to be playing around with this, just go to Develop Play and download the Xcode beta. This should be the Xcode 12, and they'll end up come with you the simulator for the iOS 14. So yeah, if you guys want to play around, just go and do that. And thank you so much for staying through the video, and thank you for listening for like kind of me rambling and playing around with this. And if you guys like the video, please give a like and please subscribe. I hope to see you guys next time.